All right. So at the beginning of the call here, let's just go ahead, just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then what we're looking to accomplish in today's call. And about your business.
Okay.
Get a little plug for us. Tell us about it.
So what I do is I'm actually a LinkedIn strategist. I literally take people out of what I like to call witness protection, because most people that have LinkedIn profiles are in witness protection. They are looking for clients. So I give the profiles a facelift. I literally find out who they are, who their audience is, and then I position them. And I call it the 3 Ps. First, I show them how to present, then I show them how to prospect, and finally, I show them how to profit, with the end goal being that they book 2 to 10 appointments a week with the system that I've created.
Nice.
So I've been doing this for a really long time. I wrote a book in 2009 called The ABCs of LinkedIn, Get LinkedIn or Get Left Out. Wrote another book called Convert Your Connections to Cash and Relationships to Revenue. And what I'm looking to do with Dubb is, number one, you have an amazing integration with LinkedIn. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And so I want to be able to, number one, use it for myself, and number two, share it with my clients, and really find out what some of the capabilities are of it, because it has so improved from when I looked at it the first time.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, great. Thank you for that.
Sure.
So what I think we'll do is kind of jump right into a little demo of the product, and then what I'll be doing along the way is asking you some questions about how you see yourself using the tool, what you do on your kind of day to day, some things like that. So
can I ask a couple of specific questions that I have?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm sure my questions are questions that other people have as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's first go ahead and ask them, and I'll see if I'll cover them along the demo, or if I'll just quickly knock them out or save them to the end. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. So if I want to send out a video, I'm currently using Bombomb, and I'm thinking about actually getting away from it. Are you familiar with Bombomb?
Absolutely. I would say just a brief thing. We're actually a direct competitor with Bombomb. We're going to do all the same things that they can, except for a lot more, especially on the video pages and with the integrations and things like that. We also provide a lot more coaching than they're going to do, as well as a little bit lower price point. So.
Yeah, because I'm actually at the place where my renewal is going to happen, and I have a lot of contacts. Okay, I have probably 14,000 contacts in Bombomb. Okay, so what I really want to be able to do is, can I use it in the same way I use Bombomb?
So if you're using like Bombomb to send a newsletter to that 14,000, I would say that we wouldn't be able to do that in the same exact way, only in the sense that Bombomb has its own little email servers, which is kind of like I want to say a double-edged sword. It's good because you don't have to have your own email provider, but it's also not so good because we're using their domains that are already kind of set up as a promotional domain. So anything you're sending through like MailChimp or a Bombomb server, it has a much higher likelihood of ending up in the promotions folder versus somebody's inbox. So it's kind of a cost benefit analysis that you got to go with there. Because using their servers, it's going to be, the price is included. You don't have to have your own domain. But like I said, has a much higher likelihood of ending up in a promotion folder because of the servers are already identified as that. So the way ours platform works is you can connect. So say if you have your own website and you own your own domain, those often have like an SMTP credential. We can connect to Dubb, and then we can send it out through your own domain, which is, like I said, also a double-edged sword in a way, because one, as long as the reputation of your domain is good, we're on the good side. We're going to be in the inboxes. We're doing well. But once you begin to people mark you spam, you have some complaints or things like that, then the reputation of your domain can be damaged. So that's the only kind of risk of using your own domain. So services like Bombomb, they rotate out tons of servers so that they can avoid getting too heavily flagged as spam. But they're all promotional servers. So what we do,
but this integrates with Gmail, correct?
Absolutely. So with Gmail, though, there is a daily sending limit of about 1,000 contacts a day. So if you said you had like a 17,000, we could use your G Suite to hit every single one of them, but we would just have to break it up to like 1,000 a day. If it was one G Suite account. We have a list of about 17,000 or so. I think about 20 now. But yeah, we do broadcasts through Dubb. We have our little Amazon email that we connect to Dubb, and it has a much higher daily sending limit. So we can send out like a 20,000 person email at one time.
But that's not something I could do.
Yeah, I mean, if you do you have your own website?
Yeah. So
you already have a domain that you have.
It's just my name, rhondashore.com.
So whoever's providing the hosting, is that GoDaddy or so then GoDaddy does have SMTP options as well. So we would just contact our domain provider and say, hey, I want to up my daily sending limit on my branded email through, did you have an email package with it? So it has like
no, because like I said, I've been using Bombomb, so I haven't even.
Okay, so you don't have like, but your Gmail, is it just at Gmail, or do you have a branded Gmail?
I don't even use Rhonda Schur at Gmail doesn't exist. Is taken.
Okay. So it's just, but you don't have an at Rhonda Schur or Schur email.
No.
Okay. So that's something we can definitely get through GoDaddy, considering you already own the domain. I would just say that's a little conversation with GoDaddy. Say, hey, I want to start using my branded domain. I want to say Rhonda Schur, and I want to send to 20,000 people a month. And they're going to say, okay, well, that's this included, or it'll maybe be a slight, little bit increasing cost. It shouldn't be much though. The hosting's really cheap.
Got it.
So then, and then that way, when we send an email out, it's going to say at Rhonda Schur. It'll have your personal name. It'll be from your own domain and be much higher likelihood of ending up in their inbox versus like promotions or anything else.
Cool. Okay. So that was one of the questions. The other thing, which I really loved, Adam had shown me this, and he had actually said, you could do a testimonial, right? So you could literally send it to somebody. And I was trying to figure out, how you do that, and if you can do that in bulk or it has to be one-off.
No, actually, absolutely can be done in bulk. Yeah.
Because I thought that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And then my other question was, is there any editing capabilities to this?
Yeah. So we do have some editing capabilities as well. Okay, so we'll do the testimonial and editing.
And then the other thing that I was really excited about that you have is the landing pages.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so I wanted to learn a little bit more about that as well.
Okay. Great. Okay, so then what I'll do is I'll kind of go through these things in order.
Okay.
All right, cool. So let me go ahead. I'm going to stop sharing this and start sharing my screen.
Cool.
Excuse me. Okay. Here we go. All right, you can see my screen here, right?
Yes.
All right, so this is kind of like a back window into what a Dubb video looks like. The way our platform, it's really similar kind of conceptually to the Bombomb. So we have our standard, like our video library, so any video you either create on Dubb or outside of Dubb, it's going to store here in the library. Speaking of creation, lots of ways we can make these videos. We have a really cool mobile app that allows you to do things like you can start the video this way. You can flip it around in the middle of the same video. We can put clips together. You can take other clips from your phone and splice those in with live video. You can put emojis and text on the screen, all kinds of really cool stuff. And you don't have to do any editing afterwards. It actually puts all that together in one video. Just a nice way to make really cool kind of actionable videos without using any video editing.
And do you have tutorials on that?
Absolutely. So right here behind this little eye icon is our video tutorial center. And right here at the bottom of that is a video tutorial specific for how to use that recording functionality of the app, because it's kind of different. It's not just like a regular point and shoot camera. So that video is right there. And then there's also videos of how to, send these videos through email or text, whatever you're doing.
And you can do it directly to LinkedIn as well from the app?
From the app, you can do it from the app as well on your mobile device. So if you record a video there and you want to send it through LinkedIn, you would just insert the URL basically. We don't have the direct integration as we do on desktop, but you don't need it either. You can use the copy and paste function. Okay. I'll jump into that here too in a second. Let me make the link.
I played with it a little bit actually.
Oh, cool. All right. So you kind of got a gist of how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were talking about the creation. We had the mobile app. The other thing we do really well is screen recordings. So you see this little Dubb button right here. That's the Dubb Chrome extension. We actually have some really specific strategies for LinkedIn as well regarding this, especially in the consultant space. So what this looks like is all you do is give it a click. It opens up the screen recorder. You have your little webcam feed down here. It can be your profile picture or just your voice or whatever you prefer. And if I hit record, say if I—
How long can you make the recording, Darius?
There's not going to be any hard-coded limit. I would say, I've seen videos 30 minutes plus. So I would say there's not any hard-coded limit. But if you do plan on recording hours of footage, that I don't know. It's risky because if anything happens, like you lose connection or whatever, that recording has a chance of getting lost. So I'm always—
let me ask you a question, because I do a ton of stuff on Zoom. Okay. And typically what I do is an hour long. Okay. And I'm paying like $55 a month on Zoom, $40 to save it in the cloud and $15 for the pro version, right?
Yeah.
And all I'm doing is sharing my screen.
Yeah. So what I would do with Zoom is you could can the storage element of it and use so you're creating the recording on Zoom still. So that you need the $15 for like the pro version or whatever. But because we used to use Zoom, we started using StreamYard. But what you can do with those Zoom recordings is upload them to the Dubb platform, and then we provide all the storage. So you're not paying the $40 hosting fee for.
Yeah, but here's the challenge, and I love what you're saying, but here's my problem. Okay, the reason I paid for the storage is because I can't find them on my computer. If you save it to your computer, you don't save it to the cloud. It takes me forever to figure out where on my.
I know exactly I literally have probably 200 Zoom calls on my desktop. I know exactly what you're talking about. So no, I know what you mean. They are a little difficult to locate. But what I would, we're willing to help you set up with, because one thing that may not have been mentioned is included with our subscription is access to some coaching where we share our expertise one-on-one, regardless of whatever it is. If it's marketing.
Well, let me ask you a question, because I love this StreamYard platform. This is like so incredibly cool, right? Is this something that can replace Zoom?
Absolutely, yeah. That's what we've done effectively. We've replaced Zoom entirely. All the calls we used to do were just private one-to-one Zoom calls, and then now we've switched to StreamYard. It creates content on multiple channels, and it does all the same things that Zoom can for you as well.
And you can keep it private or not, correct?
Yeah, exactly. We can go live. We can keep it, not live. Exactly. Yeah.
So can you store it though? Does StreamYard store on your platform?
StreamYard provides like 7-day storage, but what we can do is we take those StreamYard recordings. Well, for one, they're automatically uploaded to our YouTube channel, so they have them there. And then we also have them, if you wanted to put them on Dubb, you could upload them, which we often do for like the training videos of our clients. We record it on StreamYard, but then we'll upload it to their library so they have access to that here in there.
And is StreamYard a separate subscription?
It is a subscription, yeah. I'm not sure of the cost. I know it's very, very affordable though. They're not expensive at all.
Okay. And then if I wanted to use Dubb to record, right, is the same way that I would use Zoom, right?
Similarly,
can I do that?
Yeah, you absolutely can. So that's kind of what I was showing you here with our screen recorder. So we do have a desktop app that'll record everything on your screen, but we also have a browser-based screen recorder, which is more for like the things of, okay, so say if I wanted to reach out to someone on LinkedIn, like say Jolie here, if I wanted to prospect her for some reason, or reach out to her to kind of form a relationship, what I would do is I would turn on the screen recorder, hit record here, and then now this does a couple of things. One, I'm creating a screen recording with my voice and my expertise and all those good things. And I could say, hey, Jolie, I'm just reaching out to you for a couple of things. I saw we actually both went to Washington State and we have a bunch of mutual connections. I really thought we'd be valuable if we made a connection. And so that is what that video looks like. And then now, what's that video look like when we send it over? So you'll see I just recorded that. It's going to go through a little upload. The upload is going to be a little slower because we're streaming and a couple other things at once. But when that's done, then that video you'll see here, the thumbnail is actually her LinkedIn profile. So like when I send it through LinkedIn or through email or through text message, the image she gets is something of hers, and they're going to be much more likely to want to click on that and open that, and they're going to be appreciative because they knew that it was made just for them. Because everyone is in that like what's in it for me mentality, and I don't blame them, and they don't want to waste their time. So
yeah, that's cool. I really like that.
Yeah, so that is the other type of video, is the screen recorders that we can grab just right there. Like I said, there is a desktop one that would be closer to what Zoom does. However, what Zoom does really well is compression. So it'll take an hour-long recording and it'll make it into like an 80 megabyte file, really, really, really small, which is really good for data management. But yeah, I would say that they do that excellently. So if you're paying for Zoom, I can help you with the management of that, so you wouldn't have to pay for the cloud stuff, and we could provide all the the hosting here on Dubb, or whichever you prefer. But we could definitely.
Yeah, no, I'd like to explore that.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Okay, so creation, we talked about the mobile app, the screen recorder, and then now you mentioned your email. What are we primarily using? Is it like you said not a Gmail? You don't use.
I'm using Bomb. Well, when I send out a mass email, it's Bombomb.
Oh no, I'm saying like a one-to-one email. Like what's your regular?
Oh,
email?
I just use Gmail.
Okay, cool. So that would be the other way to create the videos. We do have a direct integration with Gmail, just like Bombomb. So there is a little Dubb icon right inside there. So if you're just wanting to write a one-off video, excuse me, I can either give this a click and it gives me access to my library of existing videos. Here's that screen recording I just made. So I would say video for Jolie and drop that in there. And then so now, I get that personalization text, has her first name on it. That's what it looks like for an existing video inside of Gmail. Okay. And I can also record a brand new one here as well. I just hit the Dubb icon and click record.
Got it. This is really cool.
Yeah.
And that works also on the phone? as
So
well?
we wouldn't have the Gmail add-on inside of
Okay.
on the mobile device, but we have the mobile app there and the mobile website. So lots of ways to grab them. The app will allow you to get those animated previews and everything just like we do here on the desktop. So if you're using the mobile app, like you're on the go, you can get this fancy preview with the name and everything on it right on the mobile as well.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's, I think, going to cover all the ways to create them. We talked about your Gmail add-on, your screen recorder, and your mobile app. And then, of course, you can take any video you already have, like anything you've pre-recorded, MP4s, YouTube videos, whatever, and then upload those to the platform.
Okay.
Additionally, the add-on we have here inside of Gmail is just like the one we have inside of LinkedIn, but the way it works is just a little tiny bit different. So here's what the Gmail add-on looks like. You probably explored it a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that on LinkedIn, actually. That was pretty cool. I've done that a couple of times already.
Okay, cool. So let me make sure I break it down so you can see how it looks. So if I'm incorporating a video like one I've already recorded, if I insert it, you'll see it just puts a link here before I sent it. But after I've actually sent it, you'll see that it shows up as a still thumbnail with the personalization text and all that stuff. So this is what it looks like before and after you sent it. So just be aware there's a little difference. So just because you're not seeing the thumbnail doesn't mean it's not going to load up. It also shows the title of the video. So like when you're creating those custom videos, it'd be nice if that said Jolie there or video for Jolie or, whatever.
Got it.
For connection requests, I usually recommend to recycle the same video because it doesn't always make efficiency.
Show me how you do it for a connection request. I'd be really curious. I haven't tried that.
Yeah, here you go. So personally, what I do is, like I said, I have one LinkedIn video that I send through connection requests. So all I do is I add a note, click the Dubb icon, and then I just type in LinkedIn here because I have a little LinkedIn video that I send, and it's right there.
Send it to me. I want to see it.
Okay, let's see. Let's find you.
Rhonda, you connected with me already on LinkedIn. It's Rhonda L. Sure.
If I sent it to you, then I definitely you have one in there. So let's see. There it is. So
you did? Okay, so you sent it. I just being a chance to look at it. Okay, cool.
That's what I was saying is there's very often people don't get a chance to look at the video in the connection request. So I would say don't bother creating a custom one for the connection request video.
Right.
However, if they've made the connection, that's when you might want to follow up with a more custom video depending upon how valuable that contact is to you.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's like I said, that's what it kind of looks like in LinkedIn before and after the personalization title shows up. Okay, so now what happens when we click on these links, whether it's through an email with the GIF or through LinkedIn, the still thumbnail or text message, whatever. When we click these, it takes us back to a Dubb video page similar to this, except for we want it to be all of your own stuff, ideally. So right now it's you see all my stuff. This page is designed for me. This one is actually specifically designed to convert like an inbound lead. So we have someone that raises their hand and they say, hey, I want a free trial. We send them this video. And the idea is actually this page is set up as our best practices of what we've learned from all of our users and from data. Couple of things here. One is, of course, the branding opportunities. You want to always have brand recognition and awareness. So like we're not sending them to YouTube or some other platform where it's their branding and we're losing that opportunity. We want to make sure that they're in our ecosystem. So that's the first thing. The next thing is the playlist down here. A couple of things. So when you're sending videos through certain channels, sometimes they can see the timestamp. And if they start watching a video, even in LinkedIn or whatever, and they see it's a very long time, people will sometimes bounce away from that. Like if this says 10 minutes, that's going to really reduce the amount of clicks you get here. Because people are like, I don't have 10 minutes now, maybe later, but then by that time they've forgotten. So what we can do here is be really concise and punchy and powerful with that introductory statement where we're saying, and me particularly in this video, what I do is I give you like an irresistible offer. I'm saying, hey, look, what I want to do is I'm going to give you a free strategy session where I'm going to help you implement video in your business and show you, how you could potentially do it. So it's a lot of value right up front, and I'm not asking for anything, for money wise. So that's kind of what we would call an irresistible offer. Everyone has a little version of that, for whatever your business it might be. For some people, they don't have anything necessarily to give up front for free, but it's some type of value. Like you have something that you can tell somebody that's really compelling. And if you didn't, then we need a new business. So that's the idea is we want to be really just short, but compelling. Like if you had an elevator pitch, basically, you have 10, 15, 30 seconds to explain to someone why you kick butt. So that's that first video. And then if we've done a decent job with that, we've kind of captured their attention or made an impression. at the end of that, it transitions into a next video without them needing to click or do anything else. So that's where we can go into like the bulk of what our business is about, or maybe more specifics into a given product or service. Or what works also really well here is things like social proof. We were talking about testimonials, which we'll get into. Putting a testimonial video there is a really good spot for that, because it goes into, you know, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you with this really special offer. I know you're going to love it. Let's talk. And then it goes into a testimonial saying, hey, I took advantage of this offer. It was awesome. Best thing ever.
Got it.
So yeah, that's kind of the ability, or the concept with the playlist. And then of course the CTA buttons here. When we're creating videos, it's to get them to take action. You know, we're maybe to educate a little bit, to inform, to kind of create brand awareness, all those normal things. But ultimately it's because we want them to do something specific. For my case, it's to book a time in my calendar here. Like that's my ultimate goal. However, sometimes people aren't quite ready for that. And so we want them to have something to do to lead up to that. So it's kind of like a sales funnel. You're familiar with a sales funnel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got very top of funnel people that they have no idea who you are, or why you would want to work with them, or why they would want to work with you. And that's where your video here, your value proposition, maybe a testimonial or an explainer video. Here we have a register for a webinar, which is really, you know, high level. That's top of funnel, where we're going to show them everything, kind of like what we're doing now, but on scale, you know, with 50 people or whatever. Customer success stories. This is a element we like to call social proof. And it's probably one of the most important parts of every outreach, because, you know, what do people think when they get an offer? They're like, oh, well, who else have they helped? Or, you know, what have they done? Like, what's the proof? What are their case studies? Things like that. And so depending upon the product or service or offering, we definitely want that kind of social proof here up front, because it creates transparency. It shortens the sales cycle, really just helps move that prospect along the direction we want them to go. So for you, do you currently have something like that? We were talking about testimonial videos. Do you currently have some either like written or video testimonials you can leverage?
I have hundreds.
Nice. Awesome. But was that written or video or both?
Both.
Wonderful. So the cool thing about these pages is we can kind of position those in a couple ways. Like this one here goes to our customer success, where we have a ton of testimonial videos. And this is cool for a certain audience, like our small business audience. However, if I'm reaching out to like an enterprise client, like a, you know, really corporate, large company, these testimonial videos wouldn't really be the best. What we'd want is a button that goes to a case study that shows how we've helped an enterprise customer.
Right.
So that's kind of the concept here too, is to tie in the elements of the page to get them to take the action and make the impression that we want. So for you, you'd have a playlist of maybe your best testimonial videos. And if maybe you have them split up, maybe there's some specific verticals or industries you're targeting, things like that. And then when we're optimizing these pages, we're always keeping the audience in mind. So for this one, it's for our small business signups. So they have small business testimonial, and they have an explainer video, really everything we need to get them to either come in at the top of the funnel, maybe they're at the middle or bottom and they just need a little bit of coaxing, or maybe they're ready to convert here the way we want. So that's conceptually what we want to do with these video pages, is really get the most. We want to squeeze every bit of juice out of the people that land on this page that we can.
And you help set up this page for us?
Exactly. Yeah. The coaching is included with that, where we talk about things like script length and call to action buttons, all the things based on, you know, your volume, your workflow, the tools you're using, and the resources you have, like your testimonials and things like that. And so, yeah, that's included with your subscription.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we've now talked about how to customize these pages. Like I said, your branding, your color scheme, everything. And then more importantly, the content of the page to get them to do what we want.
Yeah.
And then now finally, when we're ready to distribute these, how do we do that? And basically any way we want as well. You've mentioned the LinkedIn integration already. We can text message these videos, make them show up just like that with a still thumbnail and a link, as looks like you may have seen.
How do you text message them? I'm confused. I've never seen that.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a service called Google Voice.
I have Google Voice, but I have no idea how to use it other than I have a Google Voice number.
Yeah. So if we wanted to send videos through Google Voice, all you do is use the Dubb platform like this. I'd press copy for email, or I'd send the still thumbnail like that, and then I'd copy the URL. So it'd be 2 steps to get a still image and a link. You can also see Google Voice.
And then you can send it through your Google Voice?
Yeah, exactly. So you could see here, we have a virtual assistant that sends these text messages. So that's the one you got was from our virtual assistant using our Google Voice account.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I mean, if you see the little image button there, so it allows you to insert images from the computer. My headshot's there, but that would be like the image from your video or whatever.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
Like I have had Google Voice forever, right? And I really don't know how to use it other than, I put that number out there because I don't want my personal cell phone,
you don't want your
right?
cell phone blowing up. Yeah. So yeah, no, we can. It only works for non-international numbers though, so Canada and US. So if it's outside of those, Google Voice won't allow us to reach those numbers.
This is really cool, though. I mean,
yeah, no, it's awesome.
And can you? So where can you upload the numbers so you could send it like multiple?
I know. I don't think they're going to do any mass SMS capability. It's just one at a time, from what I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what it looks like from like a desktop application. We can also send them from our cell phone, just like we regularly would. And those little videos right here will show you how to either send it through the email with the animated GIF and everything. And this one will show you how to send it as a text message through your phone like you regularly would, just using your regular standard text message app.
Okay.
Yeah, so both those options. And then all the tracking still works. So if you're sending the video through LinkedIn or text or email, we're going to be able to see specifically who's watching that video, what percentage they've watched, if they clicked any links, all that same stuff. You can come in here and identify, who's the low-hanging fruit, like who's clicking on that button. We can see here someone just clicked a scheduled a consultation a few minutes ago, things like that. So that's the tracking and how we're sending them. And as we mentioned, we're kind of able to customize those previews based on volume, and like if we're sending one video to multiple people, or lots of different strategies. And then that, like I said, where we come in as a consultant and make sure that you just have all the best practices connected and you know exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Sure.
Kind of trying to stumble through anything on your own.
Got it.
Yep. Okay, so now I think it's time to kind of jump into some of your questions if we didn't answer some of them already. So
landing pages.
Yeah, landing pages. LinkedIn, I think we covered. The testimonial collection feature, let's talk about that for a second. Okay, so I'll do testimonials, editing, and then landing pages. Okay, here we go. Back in. Okay,
and is there a limit to the number of videos you can store?
Nope, unlimited storage. The other thing you mentioned was, I know you have a lot of contacts, and Bombomb has that limitation to the number of contacts you can reach out per month, or you have to pay a higher price point or something. From what I remember, it was like 3,500 contacts on their more basic plan, which I know is not nearly the amount you would need. So yeah, I don't know what you have worked out with them, but we would have to connect either your own server or break the list up with Gmail, as I kind of mentioned at the beginning.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so testimonials. We have a little feature to collect testimonials. It's really simple. They don't need to download or sign up or install or do anything really except for click a button here. And if they're on their mobile or their webcam, it's going to work the same way. They just click that reply with video, and then the recipient can then send you this video, and you can download it and install it, or embed it on your website, or do whatever you need to. So here is video replies that I've collected from that video. I can download them, view them, or whatever I need to do.
So when you download them, what do you download them to?
You download them as an MP4 to your desktop, and what I would typically do is re-upload them back to Dubb and then delete the MP4 file.
Okay.
Because I mean, sometimes you don't need to download it. Sometimes it's a video reply and they're just giving you an answer. You don't need to download it and complete it.
Right.
Sometimes though, you'll want to download those and save those replies. So that's why we have that kind of option here.
Okay.
So you download it, re-upload it, and then maybe attach it as a playlist. Or like you mentioned, you have a whole bunch of testimonials. So what you would probably do is you'd have a video page similar to this, except for it's just testimonials. So you have your very best one here, and you have 4 or 5 other really, really good ones down there. And so what happens is you reach out, maybe it's a connection request, that standard one that I talked about, your copy and paste connection request message. But there's a button on that page that says customer success stories or client testimonials. When they click that, it takes them to another Dubb video page where it's just testimonials.
Got it.
Go to a page, like ours, a custom built landing page, which we'll talk about in a second. Similar to this one where it's, custom built. Okay, so that is the testimonial feature. Next one is editing. So every video on Dubb, we do have some light editing features. Let's see if I can find the right page here. So we can trim the video, meaning I can take like the beginning or the end of it off. And then I can also attach subtitles, which is going to be unique to us. I know that Bombomb isn't doing subtitles yet.
So I love the subtitle thing. That's like so one of the things that I want you to be able to do is put the subtitles on so that I could put that video into LinkedIn as a post.
Okay, that one we couldn't. No, actually, we wouldn't need to do that with Dubb, because with LinkedIn, you want to take the MP4 version of the video. So, because with Dubb, when we're sharing it through a text message or an email, it's through a link. If it's through a direct message, that's perfectly fine. So we can send them the link through a direct message. But if we want to create a post, we want to upload the MP4 version of the video. So what that means is, when I come into LinkedIn,
so you upload the MP4 version of the video, and then I want to put text across it.
Yeah, we can actually. So if I come to LinkedIn here, they give you the ability to attach an SRT file on your own. But what we would do is use Dubb use YouTube to generate that SRT file. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Sorry. So say if I wanted to upload a video, that first one was way too long. Try to find a short one here. No, they're all too long. Okay. Anyways, when you upload an MP4 here, there is the ability to attach an SRT file to it. So you can get
an SRT file is the text?
An SRT, exactly. That's the closed caption text.
So how long can that be?
The closed caption? Well, LinkedIn only allows for a maximum of upload of 10 minutes of video.
Yeah, no, that's great. So, okay, this is like, I've been looking for this. This is so cool.
Yeah.
So, in other words, I create a video in Dubb, right? I upload it as an MP4, and then I just do the SR, whatever that thing is.
Yeah. So here, let me. We aren't generating the SRT file itself. So what I did for this particular video is I used YouTube. It has an automatic transcription service for free. There also are lots of paid services like Otter.ia, Rev.com, things like that. I just use YouTube because it's free. So I uploaded this video to YouTube. It generated the file for me, and then I downloaded that from YouTube, and then I attached it here to Dubb. And then if I was uploading the MP4 file to LinkedIn, then I would attach the file there as well. So it's not actually us that would be giving you the SRT file for a LinkedIn post. But if you wanted to send the LinkedIn or a video through LinkedIn message or through some other channel, that's where our SRT file version, because otherwise they're not going to show it to anybody.
Right. Okay. I got that.
All right. So we were talking about the editing. We were at the SRTs, so we can trim the beginning, trim the end, attach the subtitles, and then customize the thumbnail. So what that means is we can either have, like, by default, it's going to take the first 3 seconds of the video. If it's in LinkedIn, it's going to take the very first frame. We can also either upload a custom thumbnail, so it can be our own GIF, and in LinkedIn, it'll take the first frame, or you can upload a still thumbnail, and it'll use that instead. So it'll either be the first frame or any frame in the video or a custom image, whatever you want. So that, in terms of editing, that's it on the desktop. So trimming, subtitles, thumbnails. The mobile app has a lot more kind of functionality. As I mentioned, you can do clips, so I can pause it and restart it, flip from front to back camera, add text emojis and add other clips in. So like I can record something live and then put in a clip from my library and then go back to a live video. It's really cool stuff like that. And there's no editing. It's real-time editing. So once I hit upload, it's all the editing's already done. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's on the mobile app. So that's it in terms of editing. All right. Now landing pages. Okay. So these version of the landing pages are separate from the rest. So with Dubb, these are video pages as well. Like this guy here is what's considered a video page or a landing page. The difference of what we call is these are the automatically generated landing pages. So like if I hit record right now, as you saw me do, I think it's going to generate this whole page because that's what my default settings are. It's going to attach these buttons, background, logo, all that. So that's why these are called the automatically generated landing pages. And they're not as customizable either. Like, so if I want to put 2 columns or, more text over here or anything, I can't do that. So the structure of these pages is pretty rigid, but it's because it works. It's a formula that we don't want to break because it works. However, We do have other people that, for whatever reason, they have lots of stuff they want to do. They're really creative and they have all kinds of cool designs they want to do. So we can do that here using the landing page builder. So it's just a complete kind of, it's kind of separate from the rest of the platform in the sense that, like if I'm in my Gmail and I click this Dubb icon, this is only going to give me my automatically generated pages. So it's not going to give me access to these custom pages that I built.
Okay.
Here's what that looks like. So the builder's a lot more advanced. There's a ton of more functionality. You can put in multiple columns and images and text and anything you want. So it's a complete custom landing page builder. I just got a bunch of mess on here right now, just as a kind of example. It also has completely custom code. So if you have your own scripts, you can drop it in here. Tons of functionality here. I would say this is the only part of the platform we didn't build the entire thing ourselves. Like a lot of this was open source. So this is like one of the only things that we wouldn't really support on with the coaching because it's very time consuming.
Right.
We could like point you in the right direction. You're like, hey, I just want to know how to attach a link, things like that.
Sure.
But in terms of like building an entire page, that's something
Right.
you have to, set you out on your own, and we can help you troubleshoot if you're having difficulty with something.
Sure. Got it.
So that's the landing page builder. We have down the road, we're going to be replacing this tool with a little bit more friendly version. It does do everything you need it to, but I have had people that struggle to kind of make the functionality work. So like if you want to attach a link, you would highlight that text. You'd think just putting the link in, and then you're like, okay, well now how do I add the link? So it's not super intuitive. I have to go over here and then settings, and then I insert the link there. So
okay.
Yeah, just some little complexities like that, but it would, clicking around on it, that's the same as what we did to kind of figure it out. Okay.
Cool.
So I think we've covered everything now. We talked about your LinkedIn testimonials, editing, and landing pages. Let's go back in here. Got anything else for me?
How much coaching do you get with this?
Not limited. You're not limited in the amount of coaching you need. Historically and typically, after we get you guys set up, it's a lot of kind of set it and forget it. You learn how to create the videos, the branding and all that stuff's uploaded. And then the only time we would need to meet is like, say, hey, I'm running completely different campaign now, or I'm switching businesses, or whatever the circumstance. We could meet, however many times you need, because it happens. But yeah, so you're not limited. If we need to meet 10 times, we meet 10 times.
And it's a one-time $40 a month?
No, it's either $40 per month to month, or you can pay for the year in advance, and it would be a $384 for the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, this is awesome. I just need to play with it, actually. And then, and I saw your affiliate program, which is, what is the affiliate program? I don't even know.
So the way it works is anyone that you either share your affiliate link with, you would get a 30% recurring commission. So anyone
it's a recurring commission.
Yeah, recurring. So yeah, if you get someone signed up, at $40 a month, you get, $12, $13 every month for as long as they're paying.
Got it. It's really cool.
Yeah, really juicy, really, want to make sure that people are getting the effort out of that. If they want to help us, we want to make sure they're getting help too. Yeah,
no, I think that's awesome. That's really cool. I'm good. I'm going to sign up, and then,
like I said, let me point you a couple resources first here before we get off. The very first one, as I mentioned, is this video tutorial center. That's a nice place to get started. There's this quick tutorial here that kind of shows you how to upload your own logo, all the basic kind of account setup stuff, your profile picture, CTAs, background, all that. And then if you want to go in deeper, there's little bite-sized videos in here on just about everything else. There's chat support here, which is a live person. And you can also search for articles. You also have email support. So any emails you're sent, you can respond to, or you can email me directly. Happy to help you out. And then, as I mentioned, as part of the subscription, you have access to as many live calls as you need.
Yeah, no, that's cool, because I'd really like to figure out how to do the Google Voice thing, and then also with Google, I used to have it where I could see if they opened up my emails, and I don't know what happened. Somehow I lost that. So I'm sure that's something you could help with too.
Yeah, a couple of tools we have for that.
So yeah, they're just kind of like techie questions. And then if you could find me a perfect virtual assistant, I'd be really happy.
Actually, you know what? We do have some partnerships with people with a wide network. So we might actually be able to point you in a couple directions, and then you can do your quality assurance and see who you'd like to work with.
Yeah, because I'm actually looking for a VA that can help me with a lot of this stuff. So if you have somebody you can send my way, that would be awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. Like I said, we have a partner who that's what their business is. They have these VAs that they can outsource. So I think that might be a channel to check into for you. I'll send them over.
Great. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, this is awesome. Thank you so much. I will do my due diligence, and then I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
All right. Absolutely. And like I said, whatever you need, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll get you taken care of. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.